Have you ever wondered why some people may emerge or even bounce back after a tough life challenge while others don't? And these people may even come back even stronger. Resilience is the ability to adapt to a tough life challenge. These challenges may happen on a personal level, like losing a job, having financial instability, losing a loved one. They can even happen on a community level. We hear tragic news on TV all the time. We may experience a natural disaster, civil unrest, and even, yes, this year, the COVID-19 pandemic. When you are resilient, it doesn't mean that you no longer face any hardship, but that you actually have developed in a way to adapt and cope with what's going on around you. Now, is resilience, though, something that you're just born with, or is it something that you could potentially develop? What we know about resilience is that it's actually a blend of genetics and your life experiences. Resilience is then something that you can nurture and grow and exercise it, just like how you exercise a muscle. The more you use it and exercise it, the stronger it becomes. So how then do we develop resilience? When I think about the people in the Bible, my mind goes to the Apostle Paul. If anyone had been through a lot of very tough situations, it was Paul. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 23, he actually goes into detail and describes all of the hardships that he endured. And here's some just to give you an idea of what he's been through. So he shares with us he's been in prison, he's been severely flogged, close to death, and he gets very specific. He says he's had 40 lashes minus one, which means that he was very severely flogged, close to death, but one lash away from death. He was beaten with rods 3 times. He was pelted with stones. He was shipwrecked 3 times, and he spent a night and a day out in the open sea. He's been constantly on the move in danger from fellow Jews and Gentiles and false believers. He felt danger in the city and the country, and he sometimes went without sleep, without food, without water. He was cold and naked. It really seemed like there was really no place that he could be where he felt safe and welcomed and could put his guard down. He also had his own internal pressure of his burden and concern for the church. So he definitely was somebody who had been through it all. What can we, though, learn from Paul about resilience? If we look in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18, here is what Paul tells us. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Paul had a higher purpose in what he was doing. His eyes were fixed on a goal that helped him adapt and emerge with even more conviction and strength, despite all of these horrific experiences he went through. Being driven with that higher purpose continually renewed Paul. And if we actually look in the verse before, in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16, this is what he says. He says, therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. 2020 is finally drawing to a close. We all have been through many personal challenges this year, personally and also together as a community. I want to encourage you today to ask yourself the question, what is my purpose? And as you do this, you can start to really build up that resilience muscle like Paul did. And asking yourself, what's my purpose? What gets me out of bed? And we may have many different kinds of purposes that are very important. But I really challenge you to seek the deeper purpose and be grounded firmly in that, keeping your eye on the unseen eternal goal, being open to receiving God's love, and then naturally letting that love outflow to the people around you. For the next several weeks, we will be exploring what we can learn about resilience from the Apostle Paul. I hope you can join me, and until then, be well.